Hey everybody, I'm Shane and I'm going to be flying this Airbus A321 out to St. Maarten tonight. I've never been there in 20 years of doing flight sim stuff. I would have preferred to fly a 737 out there because I know the aircraft better and I'm not very familiar with this Airbus, but hey, let's just do it live. We'll figure it out as we go, right? Let's see, battery 1 and 2, external power. Let's see, lights. Everything's working in here. Okay. ADR. Nope. Supply. Parking brake is released. No smoking seatbelt signs. Wait, balance. So this is where I always forget what to do. I feel like I need to do something here to load it, right? This is where I always forget. I gotta get the sim brief stuff into the aircraft. Maybe it's something I need to do in here. Oh. I gotta do this. This links it up to SimBrief. There it is. Yeah. Look at that. Okay, cool. Now, I think I should be able to go over here and click set to current. There it is. Yep. That's exactly what I wanted to do. So weight and balance is set. So we have payload of 30,000 pounds, which is 140 passengers with their baggage. Fuel's going to be 23.2. Takeoff weight 159. Landing weight 144. Center of gravity is 27.8. Cool. Easy enough. Let's go ahead and do the MCDU. Alright, so initialization's good. I don't know what that's about. Okay, let's just go to flight plan then. And let's go and review our flight plan out to St. Maarten tonight from Miami to St. Maarten. We are on the Clada 2 departure with the BTAC transition, and then Sluggo direct to then the Y290 airway Sluggo, and then directed to runway 10 at St. Maarten. So Miami, let's go departure. We want the runway assignment tonight. We have options: departure 8 left, 8 right, 9 or 12. Let's see which one makes the most sense for us. All the runways are available. So based on our parking position, it looks like we're going to use 8 right. That's the better runway for departing here. So we'll use 8 right. So we're going to go 8 right. And we're on the Clada 2 BTAC transition. So we're going to insert. Let's also put this on plan. And then from Sluggo, let's take a look at the arrival options here. Wow. I think the RNAV runway 10 from Sluggo is our best option here. So we'll go ahead and take that one. RNAV, runway 10. There's no ILS, huh? Boy. Alright, let's do that. From Sluggo, arrival, RNAV 10. Cert. Make sure all that's in there. From Sluggo direct to Avaki. So what we'll do is we'll cert. Okay, cool. Flight plan looks like it's gonna work. So, performance. Alright, I got some numbers here. Here's what we got for takeoff performance tonight. Flaps 1, flex 53, 144, 144, 146. So 144, 140. Oh, I could do takeoff data uplink. So that'd probably be better, huh? All right, and the current temperatures are 27. The QNH is 2980. 27 2980. Jeez, I can't type tonight. 2980. Format error. Okay. Maybe 27C. 2980. Okay. I'll give it one more try, then I give up. I don't care. Whatever. Flaps. And flex temperature 53. Okay. I think I got this right. Pre-flight. Okay. All right. I think we're good. So let's put the flight plan on this side, and we'll put the takeoff information there. So let's press on fuel quantity. .6 on board. FMC or MCDU set. IFAR clearance. We never did get it, but that's okay. TCAS. I'm gonna go ahead and do Squawk 2000. That's fine. Radios. Let's get the CTAF for Miami. CTAF K MIA 118.3. It's set. Alright, Wixer panel. Max gain, Wixer plus T, PWS auto, multi-scan auto, tilt auto, FCP airspeed is pressed or managed, FCP heading is managed, FCP altitude, straight 370, managed. Altimeters 2980. Okay, take off. Taxi, take up departure brief. All right, crew. We are at Miami, airport that I don't fly into too often. We're gonna push to start here at Concourse D. What was that? Everything okay? Master caution. For what? Oh, wish I knew what that was for. GPS primary? Nav barrow discrepancy. Oh! There we go. Alright. Back to the brief. We're going to push on the taxiway November and taxi all the way down to runway 8 right at Mike 1. Flying departure onto the Clada 2 RNAV departure. Instructions for 8 right. Climb on heading 092 to intercept course 124 to John Bud on track 124 to Kabola and track 115 to Clada. There's no minimums, cross restrictions, anything like that. Unrestricted climb for us.
Miami traffic, Bahamas 221 is clear from runway 9er. Taxi the right. Miami.
Cool. APU. So I believe I just need to go faster. Start. I think that's what you do. I think so. Let's see if that thing turns on. No, I don't think it. Oh! Something's happening here.
Miami traffic, Delta 174, established on localized runway 09ers, 20 miles.
It's thinking about starting. There it goes. Okay. APU starting. Alright, before start pushback checklist. Set this to engine. Doors and windows. Are closed. Electric hydraulic pump. On. No, okay. Fuel pumps. On. APU bleed. On. Are we good to go to AP generator is available, so external power is off. Parking brake. Set. Full chocks. Chocks and external power are removed. Beacon light. I really need to figure out how to map these lights better. On. Engine mode select. Ignition start. And smart cars. We get smart cars going here. Gotta swap that over. There we go. All right, we are loaded up.
Grounded cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, crew. I think we're ready to go here. This should be a fun one, man. Especially the landing, because I've never been to St. Maarten. I think it'll be good. All right, I think we're ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and configure my desk, and then before we actually push, what we need to do here is kind of set our cockpit lighting up a little bit better. It's too bright in here right now.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
So I'll do that before we go, because obviously the dome light's not going to work for me. All right, standby, crew. I'm not going to be using my webcam tonight because, unfortunately, I don't have what I would consider a
Miami traffic Delta 174,
Airbus
final runway
appropriate
09er.
flight
6
control
miles.
setup right now. I've got something that isn't exactly kosher, so I don't even want to try to pretend like this thing's right. So you don't get to see me throttle jockeying tonight. Okay, let's go ahead and get these lights configured better for us. So let's get the dome light off. Okay. I need to turn that thing off. Okay, that one's off. And main panel floodlight. Alright, I like that. Okay, push.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Actually, what we'll do is we'll push onto this thing, and then we can stay up in November till we're ready to use it.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, crew, I think we're ready. Miami traffic, good evening. United 7583, push to start, gate Delta 46. Okay. Parking brakes released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, well, let's do it. Starting engine 2. Rotation. Fuel flow. EGT. I'm just proud of myself for being able to get to this point in these Airbus. Okay, good start on 2. Starting 1. Rotation. Fuel flow, EGT. Fuel pressure coming up. Alright. Engine number 1 is available. Good start on both engines.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Miami traffic, Delta 19 pushing on to taxiway.
Tail. Stand by.
At start checklist, engine mode, select your normal. APU bleed. Off. APU. Off. Alright, taxi checklist. Flaps set for takeoff. Flaps 1. Speed brake handle. Armed. Step trim. Set for takeoff, that should be... about there. And that'll do it. Transponder. TAR.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Alright, crew. Alright, taxi clearance. Miami traffic, United 7583, taxi to runway 8 right via November. Mic 1. Okay, nose light. Taxi. Remember, turn off lights. Wing lights. Nav. Alright. Let's do this right now. Ailerons left. Ailerons right. Elevator up. Elevator down. Rudder left. Rudder right. Alright, let's go. Noticeable steering. Left. Right. Brakes. Hey, thanks, Adam. Hey, Shampoo. I was gonna fly, I was gonna do cargo flight tonight, but the guys in my Discord requested the Airbus, so I figured it'd be a good idea. I need to get more proficiency in this plane. It's the one that I understand the least, so... I mean, the more flights in it, the better, right? Flight controls are checked. Brakes, noticeable steering is checked. Auto brakes, max. A little bit of water on the ramp here. Adam, maybe how about tomorrow? Because this flight's going to be about 3 hours long, and that'll be it for me. I'm off work tomorrow, so I plan on flying a lot tomorrow, like 5-6 hours of streams. We can get an MD-11 flight in then if you're available.
Delta 19, taxiing to runway 8 right via Quebec, Mike 1.
Oh, center line, center line. Yeah, we can do that, Adam. That sounds good.
Traffic is .CRF 1026 on General Aviation Center. Issue tax to road point runway 8 Romeo is 70
Engine. Radar switch. System 1. Can't report. Ready for takeoff. Okay, we'll hold short here. Oh man, I'm gonna be streaming like crazy. AMD 11, 737, 777, you name it. I'm gonna fly everything. I'm flying everything I got, man. It's gonna be like 6 or 8 hours of streaming. Everybody can hop in, hop out whenever they choose. Alright, exterior lights. Strobes on. Take off. I think we're ready. Alright. Looks ready to me. I don't see traffic on here.
Traffic, Delta Yankee 1026 on hot point Zulu, crossing runway 8 left to hot point runway 8 right.
I'm in traffic, United 7583, line up and wait, 8 right. Alright, I'm gonna line up and wait because there's traffic crossing. I don't know exactly where he's at. And I don't want to, I can't see, so I want to get on the runway and stop to make sure it's clear before you continue. I feel like my TCAS isn't on for whatever reason. Oh, TA only. Never mind, we're good.
Approaching 1, 2.
Oh! I almost missed a turn. I don't know where I was
Approaching
going.
0, 8, right.
Maryland traffic, Delta Yankee on hot point runway 08 right on Zulu.
Delta 19, Miami traffic holding shore 08 right, Mike 1.
On runway 08 right.
Traffic crossing 8 right. Are you going to hold short or are you crossing now? Just let me know. Looks like you're holding short. Miami traffic. United 7583 departing runway 8 right. Alright, crew. Let's do this thing. Okay. Okay, engine stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Madflex 53 SRS runway auto thrust blue.
Delta 19, Lining up runway 8 for 8 and waiting.
80 knots.
After traffic, Delta Hank 1020, line up to
V1
6 line up
rotate.
and wait, runway 0 is right.
Okay, climb thrust.
Line up and wait, on runway 0 is right, Delta Hank 1020.
Fly.
On runway cassette.
Well, I'd say that went okay. I think I even got the callouts correct on the FMA. Okay, winds are shifting pretty heavy up here. Autopilot's off still. Alright. Flaps up.
Takeoff on runway 08 right, that's an 81026.
Hey, get a little fast correcting. You know, I hate to admit it, but flying this Airbus isn't that bad. It's kind of cool. It flies really nice. Like, I can tell how fly-by-wire is doing a lot of the work for you. When I fly the 737, I feel like everything I do, like, I'm flying the plane. When you're flying this thing, it feels like you're just telling it what you want to do, and it's figuring out the rest. I guess, well, that's essentially what fly-by-wire is, right? Like, you don't even trim. You just kind of push the nose down, and you let go of the stick, and it holds it for you right there. I pull up a little bit, and I let go, and it holds it for you. That's really kind of fun. Okay, get a little fast again. All right, autopilot 1 coming on. All right, after takeoff, checklist landing gear is up. Speed brake handle disarmed. Flaps are up. Exterior lights, okay. Off. Retract. Alright, turn off. Oops, forgot something there. Okay.
Miami traffic, Delta 19, taking off runway 08, right, Fossil 3, that'll be a right turn out.
Alright, crew, we are accelerating to 323 knots. Still got some wing lights on. There we go. That cabin seems awfully bright. Does anybody know how to turn these lights off? I don't think everybody at night. I don't think we'd be running the cabin that brightly. Yeah, look at that. What in the world's going on back there? Oh. Okay, now how do you close the door? Crap. Okay, well, that sucks. There's gotta be a way to close this door, right? There we go. I'd lock it. I don't want any of these heathens coming in here. Okay, we're at our climb speed. It's 323. I put the cost index way up tonight, guys, because I wanted to get, I want to get there as quickly as possible. Alright, cool. So, there's really not much else to do on this thing. So, basically what you do is you leave the throttles in climb detent. Basically, until you A, turn off the auto throttle manually, or B, during the flare, when it says retard, you just push them down into idle. That's it. Like, you never touch the throttles again on this plane normally. Here we are. Apparently we'll be talking to this oceanic control, which will be kind of fun. I don't think I've never spoken to the oceanic center for Miami. That'll be a first for me. Oh, we'll see what that's about. Alright, altimeters. Standard. Okay, climbing through flight level 190. I need to adjust my checklist. That electric hydraulic pump does not need to be on right now. I might make an adjustment to that.
I'm traffic tonight at 1440. Unless we're only 9 hours around 14,000 from the police and 80 miles out.
We'll switch over to Unicom. So, I would say my biggest complaint with the ToLiss is going to be essentially with the I guess the textures. So, if you're looking around this cockpit, I don't think it looks very good at night. It's got this green hue to it. I mean, like, also, look at this. There's my stick. I mean, you can't even see it, and it just looks like gross, right? Like the screen flickering. I don't think it should look like this. You know what I mean? So this looks like it's like XP 10 levels of graphics in this department. This up here looks okay, but like everything around the cockpit does not look good at night. Very, very bad. And honestly, I'm a little surprised that that has not been addressed after all these years, because this is pretty gross. You know what I mean? Like, we can do better than this. Anyway, I mean, that's a minor thing. I've never been obsessed with graphics or ground clutter or all that stuff. I've always preferred to see, you know, I want the plane to fly good first and foremost. The rest of that stuff is bonus. Hey, check that out, guys. I got some good news here. It looks like when I reinstalled the aircraft, the Wixer is now working correctly on this plane. So I have working weather radar with the XP 12.3 beta inputs. So that's really cool. I actually have weather radar now. That's cool. Look at that. So that's a pretty moderate cell right there. Typically, I don't like to fly through anything that's yellow or worse. So as we get towards Big Tac, we'll consider making a deviation to the left here to steer around this. Then again, we are at flight level 230. We very well may climb over this cell depending how high it is. We'll see. But we got working Wixer, guys. That's cool. I know, right? It wasn't working the last time I flew this plane because the way that I used the Skunk Crafts updater, it didn't do it right. I don't think it installed the actual ACF file that had the fixes in it. So what I did was I went to the X-Plane store and I just re-downloaded a whole new package, and then lo and behold, they fixed everything. Now we have working weather radar, and that appears to be out near the Bahamas. Is what we're looking at here. I'm pretty sure that's the Bahamas we're coming up to. Yep, it is. Now, what I want to see here is I'm painting some weather ahead. Let's see if Navigraph concurs with that. Oh yeah, check that out. Look at that. Yeah, check that out. There's the weather, guys. right next to the Bahamas. So what we're seeing on our weather radar is matching what weather we're showing coming up. That's cool. That's cool, man. I love this. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna go around this crap. All right, so here's some food for thought, guys. Which way should we deviate? I think we need to deviate to the right, because if you look at the wind, it's blowing from the south. So the wind, this cell would be traveling to the left. So if we were to deviate left, we're gonna deviate, and the wind's gonna follow us. If we deviate to the right, that would be better, right? Because the wind is blowing from right to left. So let's go ahead and put in that deviation now. I think we need to go ahead and let's come to heading 170. Okay. Open climb. Heading. Let's keep it coming to 180. Alright, I think that's a little bit better there. I know that's going to bring us a bit off course, but I really don't want to fly through that. There we go. That might get us clear of it. Okay, coming up with flight level 300. It's so dark out here. Woo! Oh man. Well, this is going to be a tricky one. Either we drive out in outer space, or we try to squeeze through here. But now the wind is coming from this direction, right? So now the cell's blowing this way. So if we make a left turn in here, we'd have to get out in front of this before it blows into us. So that's going to be a fun one. Let's see if we can figure this out. We're way off course right now, too. It's treating me good. It's just weather's not. There's a cell right in my flight path, and I'm trying to get around these things. All right, so we're gonna have to be really tricky here. We're gonna need to pass this cell and swing an immediate left because I don't want to keep deviating. I don't want to keep deviating further south. We're gonna be way off course if we do that. So we're gonna try to run through here, but we gotta like really watch the heading select here, because the wind, this thing is getting blown towards us at 60 knots. So we gotta like run the Scotland quickly. I should have just done that here. I would have probably been better off doing that. All right, just for fun, I'm gonna tilt the Wixer up a few degrees to kind of get a look at what it's looking like a bit higher. Okay, interesting. So let's try 2-degree tilt. Alright, let's do 1-degree tilt. Alright, so this is telling me that we're about to fly over the tops of this stuff, right? Well, okay. I think, let me put the tilt back to 0. I think we can make this now, because the tops of this appears to be almost at our altitude, so we can squeeze through here. Let's do that. Let's see if I'm right about this. Alright, let's go heading 110. Man, I'm getting my money's worth out of this Wixer tonight, right? Yeah. Alright, so maybe heading a 120. Yeah, that might get us out of it. Okay, now I got the weather radar tilt pointed straight ahead, co-altitude. So the tops of this crap is just barely above our altitude here. Heading 125. I think we'll settle on that. Alright, crew, leveling off at flight level 370. Okay, picking up a little bit of turbulence here. I'll go ahead and put this back on multi-scan. Alright, so this is with a 4-degree tilt below. Yeah, possibly. Let me see. We're definitely staying out of the bulk of this weather, though. I think we're doing a good job here. Well, if I went direct right now, I think that put us in line with another cell up ahead. So, ooh, lightning. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stay on this course right now, 125, and we'll assess as we get closer to this how we want to get around that. Wow, you see that lightning? Oh, look at that, guys. Look down below. This weather radar is actually working, guys. Like, we're out of this weather right now. Wow. This is really, really cool. What is the best way to negotiate this next one? Interesting. This is almost like a game, right? Like a puzzle game. But you have to factor in the wind and the drift of the weather around you, right? Because the quick answer would try to be to slice through here, right? But this wind is this whole weather pattern is being blown from right to left, south to north. So how would you do this one, crew? We don't want to fly through that crap. That's no good, right? Can we scud run through here? I guess it wouldn't be a scud run at 37,000 feet. Or do we try to squeeze through this little gap right here? Personally, I would be inclined to try to deviate this way, and then we can come back to the right and get back on our track, right? Although, but we do need to keep in mind that the wind is blowing. This very bad cell is going to be blowing this way. Yeah, I think we'll try that. Let's go heading 100 for now. This is a fun game. Dodge the weather. So I agree with you. I agree. The gap on the left is definitely better. So let's keep watching this. Let's see what this weather does here. This should, in theory, drift to the right, to the left. But we are also flying at 470 miles an hour, so we should outpace it, right? Just out of curiosity, I'm curious how much higher, what the tops are of this stuff. So let me tilt the... So if I tilt the weather radar up 1 degree, that's basically it. So we're right at the tops of this weather. I'll bet you if we went up to 390, we could just get over all of this stuff. Are we able to do that? Max altitude is 383, so we couldn't get over it right now. This stuff seems to be subsiding, so let's start coming over to the right. Let's go heading 110. We'll get back on our original flight track. I think we'll be okay. Alright, at this point, I feel comfort to click on... Let's go back on to nav. So nav is armed. I think so, if I understand the Airbus system correctly, it's going to wait till we intercept our track and then pick it up. I think. Let's see. Yeah, alright. I think we're too far off track for it to intercept. Let me try this. I know the little circle means that it's in managed, right? Hey Sierra, just out of curiosity, shouldn't I have a circle here? Like, should I push this button, or what does this need to read? Is this correct? When do I push this button? For the descent? Or what? At some point, I'm expecting this nav to replace the heading when it picks up the track, I guess. Go ahead and talk the seatbelt signs too. I think we can let these people up for now. And check out this. That's our deviation right there. Okay, no dot during cruise. So what does the dot tell you then? Alright, the dot, what does that do then for altitude? And if I wanted to increase my altitude, let's say we want to climb to 390 for whatever reason, how do I do that correctly? Do I just dial in 390 and press the button, or what? Like, how do I do a manual altitude correction? Oh, I'm a little concerned about this. No nav intercept. Oh. Oh. No nav intercept. Okay. Let's see what that does. Hey, I guess I'm waiting for this thing to pick up the course. So, we have a little bit of an issue here, crew. Our ending fuel on board continues to decrease. And per my flight plan, the final reserve plus alternate is 6,000 pounds. So... running a bit more fuel here than would have liked. At this point, I'm waiting for this thing to pick up the get back onto our course. Go direct to your next waypoint. Okay. I understand what you're saying. Ah. I see. Oh, look at that. Okay, that makes sense. All right, I understand what happened here. We missed the last waypoint, so it thought that, you know, or going past it. So Sierra said we need to go direct to the next one, which changed our estimated fuel on board remaining, because now we're actually going back on towards our course. Before, we were just heading off into the ocean, and it was like, hey, you're burning fuel and you're not actually pointing towards your destination. So the fuel calculation was incorrect. Now I get what's happening here. Thank you so much. I would have just kept going, heading select until I figured it out, Sierra, but that helped a lot. Thank you, man. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you know what you're doing, because I sure don't. Alright, now that is much better. We're no longer dipping into our reserve fuel yet. Oh. Why is there no wind up here? Does this do wind uplinks? I'm tracking. I'm tracking, Sierra. Totally tracking now. Thank you for correcting me. Does this not do wind uplinks? Because we have no wind data in here. Alright, back on course. Well, I learned a lot tonight. This was very informative. I'm glad we're doing this flight, guys. It gave us a chance to really get to know this weather radar better. And I learned a little bit more about how to navigate this thing. Now I know how to descend. I press this button when we're closer to the top of descent. Now this is value-added flight tonight. This is good training for me. Just for fun, let's start running some numbers here. Okay, now how do you uplink the wind? Because I just did that. So if you look in the FMC here, there's no wind data for these points. See, 0, 0, 0, 0. Do I have to manually put these in? Or is there a way to uplink this stuff? Because it didn't fill any in for me. I'm gonna do some rough calculations for landing. We'll do it as we get closer and we know how much our landing weight's gonna be. But our estimated landing weight today is gonna be 144. Oh. Let's get everybody back in their seats. Current weather. Oh. A little bumpy out here. gonna go manual MCT. Make sure we have a little extra thrust if we needed to power out of this. Oh, it goes to MCT. It doesn't give you the limit. Oh, okay. No, we don't want to do that. Okay, Mach. We don't want to do that. Sorry, that's inappropriate use of the thrust levers. Outside air temperature 28. Oof. Yep, keep it a climb. You're right. I figured that out. Oh, there's the wind. Check that out. Man, you're so smart. That's it. Now we got our wind data. Why can't the flight factor do that? Come on, man. Why can't flight factor get this figured out? I mean, this is so easy to integrate, right? It just did it. We're still in this turbulence. I don't know when we're gonna get out of it. Flex MCT for engine out and takeoff. Got it. Well, hopefully they figure it out soon because it should be one button click, just like the PMDG 777, right? You can uplink all the wind data easily on that thing without having to manually enter crap. I hate that. Alright, I think we're out of this now. Y'all know what time it is, right? It's dinner time and it's drink time. I'm gonna go make myself, grab some pizza, and make myself a cocktail. I'll be right back. Oh, more turbulence. Everybody say buckled in, okay? I'll be right back. That's true. And they had a bunch of free beta testers, right? Well, that's just the way it is now, man. I think, if you think about it this way, when you go, all those games on Steam, right? They're all in open alpha or alpha something. You have to pay and you get to play the game in alpha. It seems like every game is like that now. Like pre-release alpha on Steam, but you gotta pay to be part of it. I don't know. Anyway, I need to get my stuff. Be right back. Alright. Alright, crew. Back in the seat. Got some really delicious pizza here. Now, so earlier this afternoon, I took my kids to one of those indoor jungle gyms, you know, where they got all the little trampolines and stuff. I took them to one near their mother's house before I dropped them off, just, you know, to have fun for the rest of the day. While we were there, we bought a pizza, and I brought the rest home. I didn't have any when I was there, but I just took a bite of this stuff. It is really good, like pizza restaurant quality good, and I did not expect that for a indoor jungle gym. It's really good. Oh yeah, this one does. I got some Mediterranean Expression gin from London with some Fever Tree tonic water and a squeeze of lime juice. I'm about to have a sip right now. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, that's good. Oh boy. A little too much gin in that. I think I made a double. Ah, this pizza's really good. I can't believe it. I think there's fumes coming out of my nose right now. You know what, guys? I hate to say this. I'm gonna be embarrassed. You know I love my McDonnell Douglas stuff. You know I like Boeing. But this Airbus stuff is not so bad. I mean, it works good. I'm kind of interested in getting the A330 and maybe an A340 at some point, because I feel like, I mean, they're all the same, right? They're all the same. Like, the cockpit architecture is the same for all of them. So if you can fly an A320, you can fly an A330, A340. There's some subtle differences, right? Minor differences in the hydraulic systems. There's more throttle levers on the A340. But the architecture is identical, right? The procedures are the same. So I feel like I could hop into any Airbus right now and just fly it, with the same setup and all that. I really am considering getting the A330-900. I think that'd be really cool. I'm thinking about it, just so you know. I'm still going to fly all the other stuff that I fly, but this is really fun. It is. Hey, would you say that the A330-900 is more modern than this, as far as like the textures, the cockpit architecture, all that, the systems? Would you say that the A330-900 is better than this? Because I'm pretty sure this A321 is pretty archaic as far as the lineup goes. If I get the A330, am I getting an upgrade? from a ToLiss X-Plane 12 standpoint. Man, it's good. All right. So what you're telling me then is that, from a standpoint of like X-Plane 12 flyability, the A330's not really an upgrade. Nothing's more modern in it. Oh, sure, if you want to. And just for the record, Sarah, these crappy ass textures are not a stopping point for me. This does not keep me from wanting to buy a plane. I've mentioned this to you before. I value performance over eye candy. Like, this is not the end of the world to me, because most of the time I'm looking over here and that looks fine. Right? I'm usually not looking back here. So, like, this is not, like, a huge problem for me. It doesn't look good, I understand, but not a showstopper, so. Ooh, I like those lights. Yeah, man, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about the A330. My problem then is I need an airline to fly it for. Well, if you got a script, I'll take it. I'll let you know when I'm ready to step into that thing. I'll consider it. Well, I used to be part of Delta Virtual Airlines, so I could always just reactivate my account there, right? There I am, 2728, where I started my flying career. I always like to come back and look at this thing. This is what I used to fly: the Concorde, DC-8, L-1011, the 777, the 767, 757, and of course the MD-11, which was the bulk of my flying. man. Look at this. February 3rd, 2006. My very first flight in the MD-11 on FS9 for Delta Virtual Airlines. 2006. Sierra wasn't even born yet when I was flying the MD-11 for Delta Virtual Airlines. There you go. Yeah, man. I used to fly the L1011 all the time. That was back before YouTube was even a thing. I had no setup to record, but I flew the L1011 a lot. A lot. I flew it a lot. Look at all these flights. These are all L1011 flights. These are all L1011 flights, guys. Maiden flight L1011, December 22nd, 2005. That's how old I am. December 22nd, 2005. Golly. Wow. Yeah, it's so cool. This is 20 years ago. 20 years ago. It never really, you just never really like think about it until much later on. Like, that was 20 years ago, guys, that I was flight simming on VATSIM in really cool planes. MD-11s, L1011s, DC-8s. Ah, that's so cool that those records still exist. Oh, dude. I didn't have anywhere near the gear that I've got now. I've spent more money on just my flight sim gear than my computer used to cost for everything back in 2005. 2005, I was 20 years old. I was 20 years old when I was doing this stuff, guys. In the Army, just got back from Iraq after a year there. Yeah, man. All right, hey, I want to talk about something here. I'm sure most of you know what this is, but since we're looking at it, ETP. Let me ask anybody who's watching here, do you know what an ETP is? Don't Google it. Yes, I'm using the KOSP. I'm happy with the sound set. It's working correctly now that I reinstalled it. So what ETP is an equal time point, exactly. So this is the halfway point between the destination and the departure airport. And you use this for flight planning. So let's say we had an engine failure and we had to divert, or something happened where we needed to turn around. If we're on the backside or the front side of the ETP, it would be quicker to go back to Miami. If we're on the front side of this ETP, it would be quicker to go to our destination. It is ETOPS. You'll see ETPs a lot when you fly over the ocean, and you'll usually have multiple ones. You'll have, like, for example, when I flew from San Francisco to New Zealand last weekend, I had multiple ETPs in here because there was multiple diversions, right? I had Hawaii, Fiji, there was multiple options to divert. So I had an ETP here, I had an ETP here, and I had like an ETP over here. So that I had multiple options depending on how far I was away from the nearest divert over the ocean. Now, it's not really a big deal here because there's multiple options to divert, right? We have Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of options to divert. The Bahamas. The ETP is more for just administrative planning for this flight because we don't have any ETOPS issues with this flight, right? We're nowhere near being 120, 180 minutes away from a suitable diversion. The ETP on this is just so you know, this is the midway point of your flight as far as time goes. Now, you'll see ETPs a lot more when you have other flight plans. Let me see if I can bring one up here. Alright, this is the flight plan that I flew from New Zealand back to San Francisco. If you look at the SimBrief OFP here, it won't let me bring it up. Bummer. It did expire. Okay. On my flight plan, there was like 3 or 4 ETPs because we were over the ocean for so long. It gave me multiple options for where to divert and how far the next one and the previous one was at because we were so far over the ocean the entire time. Anyway, let's get this back. There we go. Okay. Our top of descent is at 432 miles at 0343, so just a little less than an hour will be at top of descent. So, now that you guys have seen my Delta Virtual Airlines logbook, that was my first VA. You've seen that I've been doing this stuff since 2005. Hopefully it brings a little more validity to some of the stuff that I say. Obviously, I'm not a commercial or ATP pilot in reality, but I've been doing this stuff for a long, long, long time. That doesn't mean that I understand all the aircraft systems for these new planes, right? Like A320, A321. I am relatively new to these. But when I do MD-11 stuff, I have a long history with these planes. I did I actually did a flight model for the one of the best freeware. I did the flight model for this plane. IFDG MD-11. Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The good old days. Guys, I made the flight model for this plane. Look at this old stuff. Yep. This is what this was cutting edge crap back in the day, guys. Look at this. This is what I used to fly around in an FS9. Lovely, isn't it? The plane flies well. You know why? Because Shane made the flight model for it. Oh yeah, look at my baby. Ah, man, I'm getting nostalgic over here. Oh God. Oh yes. This is what I used to fly, guys. Look at that thing. God, man, I'm getting emotional here just looking at this old stuff. Ugh. ...2002. Oh, man. Anyway. The rotate. I'll tell you what the rotate's good at. I would say that the FMC is okay with some. It's missing a lot of features. The autopilot is pretty decent for the rotate. The fly model is okay. So one thing. So this is the issue that I'm having right now with the rotate. If you fly the stock rotate flight model, I would say that the stock pitch control, you know, the feeling of the heaviness is good until you're trying to take off or land. Then it completely falls apart. So when you're flying the MD-11 with the stock rotate flight model, the elevator control feels the best, even a little bit better than mine, because it has that inertia to it, right? But the problem is that it just loses effectiveness way too soon. So the only way to really get that back when you need it is to increase the size of the surface, right? And the deflection rate. But when you do that, you make it a little too effective when you have a lot more airspeed over it, right? And then then it's a little too touchy, but then you have the control that you need during the takeoff and the landing, because you need to have that. The roll control is all over the place. I haven't been able to dial it in. I don't know if it's something weird with the way that X-Plane 12's flight model calculates things, but I don't think it likes the way the MD-11 wing is shaped and its position on the fuselage, all that stuff, because the roll control is really wonky with that thing. I don't know. Rotate's good. The overhead panel works very good. I would say the systems on the MD-11 are pretty good. Now remember, I used to fly the PMDG MD-11 a lot back when Flight Sim 10, and I think that had probably the best FMC implementation. I feel like it had the most options, right? You could do lateral offsets. Almost every button on the PMDG MD-11 worked correctly and well. The flight model was better once I fixed it. It was okay. It was okay once you got off the ground. The problem with the stock PMDG MD-11 flight model was basically in the takeoff trim setting. So, if you set the stabilizer to the trim setting that the FMC told you to, yeah, dude. Yeah, I think you're right, Sierra. That if the TFDIs and the PMDG system integration with the rotates, the model, yeah, I think it'd be great. I wish TFDI made their MD-11 in X-Plane 12. I think it'd be a perfect, a great plane. Where TFDI's MD-11 just completely falls short for me is, and I don't blame them for this. I blame the sim that it's in. But they made it for Microsoft Flight Simulator because that's where all the money's at. All the arcade flight simulators. No offense to anybody who has it, by the way. Full disclosure, I'm not calling any of you arcade flight simulators because arcade flight simulators don't watch these streams. But Microsoft Flight Simulators were the bulk of the rookie pilots fly. Okay? Not everybody. There's exceptions. Like Tweedle. I'm not calling you that. I'm not talking to you. But Microsoft Flight Sim is for the casual simmer. And that's not... I'm not talking crap. There's just some people that want to hop in and just fly around a little bit and click some buttons. And that's fine. They don't care how the plane feels. They don't care about the physics on the ground. They don't care about any of that stuff because they're not pilots. They don't know anything about that stuff. They just want to get in, push the buttons, and feel cool. And Microsoft Flight Sim is good for those people. And 70% of the user base of all the flight simmers in the world fly Microsoft Flight Sim, right? X-Plane is like a quarter to 30% of the market. So do the math. If you're a flight sim software developer, where are you going to make more money? Right? Where are you going to make more money? You can sell to 30% of the market in X-Plane, or you can sell to 70% of the market in Microsoft Flight Sim. And those people, with some exceptions like Tweedle, don't give a crap about the flight model, the handling, the physics. They don't care. So where are you gonna put your time? You're gonna develop for flight sim, right? PMDG, TFDI. These guys are making more money than they could ever make in X-Plane because the market is there. I don't blame them. We should be grateful for any payware developer that makes any kind of software for X-Plane, because they're already committing to selling to only a third of the available share of people in the world that play these games, right? Flight Factor, they are committed to X-Plane 12, and thank God for that, because they could go make 3 times as much money going over to Flight Sim and making their crap over there, right? The planes would flood like shit, excuse my language, they'd flood like crap, but they don't care. Nobody cares. So I try to be a little more sensitive and more understanding to any payware developer for X-Plane 12, because they're committed to this flight sim because they know it's a better flight sim. They know it's a better simulation for the guys that care about how the planes feel, how they react, how they fly. But they pay a heavy cost to do that in limiting their market share. So there you go. So yeah, shit costs a lot of money in X-Plane 12 because the profit margins aren't there for them. They have to charge more because it's not cheap to make this stuff. Guys, I made payware flight models for Flight Sim 10. Okay? It took a lot of my damn time to make them, to test them, to make revisions. I spent thousands of hours making flight models in FSX. It's a lot of work, all right? And I had the easy part, because the flight model is easy. I think making the textures, making the code for the systems, making all the stuff up in here, all this crap, right? This is where the hard work's at. I didn't have to do with that. I just made the plane fly right. So the next time you want to talk some crap about ToLiss or Flight Factor or any of these flight sim developers that may not be living up to your expectations, or you feel like you're taking a long time, or they've had the plane in beta for a year, just understand that they're making not a lot of money to do this. Meanwhile, TFDI with their MD-11, that in my opinion flies like shit, but it looks great, they're making 3 times as much money as Flight Factor can because their market share is 3 times bigger. Alright. I think I made my point. I'm reading what you guys are saying in the chat. I'm listening. I think you understand what I'm saying. Well, I don't hate on ToLiss because they gave us this, and it's running great. I'm having a great time with it right now. So I'm not gonna hate. Do their nighttime cockpit textures suck? Yeah, but so what? I'm looking straight ahead, right? I don't really care that this looks like crap. I'm not looking at that right now. I'm looking at this, and this looks fine. I would love to break into the software development for X-Plane 12. I'd love to do flight models for this. I'm trying to find my way into some of these payware companies, but you know, I don't really have the. I have a really nice catalog of flight sim FSX aircraft that I could show them that I did, but that's night and day difference flight model creation system than it is for it's different. X-Plane 12 is different. And I know I can do it, but I don't really have a body of work to show. So I'm trying to get on the teams as they come up. So the thing that I'm really trying to get into right now is the Nimbus. Look at this. The most excited I am about any plane in development is this right now. This tickles my pickle, guys. Look at this thing. This is what I want. I want to work on this, guys. This is gonna be hot. And they have a Discord. Oh, they have a Discord. Oh. I'm joining the Discord right now. Holy crap. Anyway, I want in on this, guys. This is the kind of crap that I'm really down for. I think I can help these guys a lot. So I've already contacted them, and they've responded to me on Facebook, and they said, "Yeah, we'd like you to be a beta tester for us." But I think I can do more than that, right? I can do more than this beta test because I know how to make these flight models do what they need to do. So my hope is that I can kind of get in a little bit more with them. And all this is all work in progress stuff, but I'm really excited about this. So I'm gonna do everything I can to get in on this team. And I've already made my pitch to them, like, I think I can help. So hopefully I get on the team and I can show them, like, hey, not only can I beta test this thing, when I talk to your flight model guy, I can speak his language and explain what needs to be changed and what needs to be edited and modified to make it fly different, better, right? And a lot of beta testers can't tell you, hey, go into the airfoil and at this Reynolds number, increase the coefficient of lift at this AOA 0.2, right? I can do that. Most beta testers like, hey, the plane isn't flying right. It feels like it's not right here. I can tell you that, and I can tell you how to fix it. So hopefully I can get in on that team, and they can see what I'm capable of doing, and that could be my breakout into making flight models for, X-Plane. Because I have a nice catalog. I think I was talking to somebody the other day about this. Let me show you. I made the flight model for this. Well, not this one, but this one. I made this. I made the flight model for this plane. And this was a big seller. I made a lot of money off of this, guys. This was FSX. I think I got some credits in here somewhere. Let's see what it says about the flight model. Here I want to test the ground handling, spooling of the engines, takeoff, landing, and general flight dynamics. I did all this. Let's see what Ray's Aviation says. Oh, bummer. Let's see, what else did I make? Wow, they're still making stuff, huh? Flight sim, okay. I made this. Check this out. I made this one. B-24 Liberator. I made the flight model for this back in Flight Sim 10 FSX. Ah, never mind. I can't find it now. It's old. Yeah, I made this, guys. I did the flight model for this plane, too. Anyway, alright, I'm done. I'm done reminiscing. I made a lot of pay work, guys. I made 5 figures worth of money doing that stuff. Hey, Sierra, thanks a lot for your help earlier. You really helped me figure out some stuff, so I appreciate you being here. You have a good one, and I'll catch you later, man. Thanks a lot. Alright, so we got 30 minutes to top of descent. Alright, crew, how are we looking here? Slowly but surely we're getting there. That's pretty cool. All the ship traffic out here in the ocean. We're at 37,000 feet, but we can zoom in on this tanker. You can even see the wake from it. That's cool. Oh, wow. Really? What? No way. Come on. What's the chance of that? We just happen to zoom in on an aircraft carrier out here in the Atlantic Ocean. Okay. Really? I know. The ship traffic looks so cool from altitude. A lot of ships out here, huh? Oh, you know what? I'm making a tutorial video tonight on the 777 step climb system. Let's plan a flight for tonight, because I am going to fly. Let's see what we got. Well, it's at the X-plane step climb. I don't know how PMDG does it. It may or may not help you. You can watch it, but it's going to be like flight factor specific, if that makes sense. Either way, let's plan a long haul flight for tonight. I won't stream this. I'm just going to do it. But I kind of want to know what I'm doing, so schedule search. KLAX aircraft B772. Let's see what we got. Something long. London, Tahiti, No, that's not long enough. Tahiti's not. No, want more. Let's go up to San Francisco. Let's see what we got there. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Ooh, 14 hours to Taipei. 15 hours to Hong Kong. 10 hours to Amsterdam. Kansai, that's a cool airport. Tokyo Haneda. I'm thinking we want to go there. Let's do this. San Francisco to Tokyo Haneda. Or Osaka. Kansai. Yeah, we're gonna fly that tonight. That'll be a good one. We can do our step climbs off of that. Oh, okay, gotcha, tracking you. Yeah, PMDGs is uplink. Yeah, don't remind me, dude. A few months ago, I did a UPS flight. It was MD-11 from Kansai to Anchorage. It's a cool airport. It's like out in the ocean. They built it out in the ocean. Like an island or something out there. Alright guys, we're getting close, man. Just hang in tight. We're 3/4 of the way there. I think this is it here, right? Looking at putting in some numbers right now. 080 at 7. Age, temperature 28. So landing weight's gonna be about 144. About 144.5. So auto brakes low would get us most of the way there. I need to look at the runway here. Yeah, actually, we could turn around here or we could turn around here. So I think we should try... auto brakes medium. Maybe we can stop somewhere in here. No, actually no, let's do a full length rollout. Because I feel like this would be kind of iffy to make this, but we can definitely make this. So let's do auto brake slow and plan on a rollout all the way to the end. Then we have this larger apron area to turn around in. And then we have to back taxi back over the terminal. Let's do that. Brake slow. This gives us an 8-knot headwind component and a 2-knot crosswind component. Okay. Auto brake slow. What is that down there? I swear I just saw an airplane or something. Oh, this is Puerto Rico over here. Alright, crew. Top of descent's coming up here pretty quick. Let's go over this. Landing data. Already reviewed it. The swing use auto brakes low. We're going to plan for more or less a full-length rollout and do a left turn and back taxi to the ramp. I feel like even with auto brakes medium, we're not going to make that turn off point. Approach briefing. Well, there's no arrival into this place, so we're going to go straight into the RNAV approach runway 10. Now, keep in mind, it's my first time ever flying this thing. So, at Sluggo, we're going to pick this thing up, and we're going to start flying all the way down to Avaki. And at Avaki, we need to be at 2,600 feet. And then we're going to continue flying towards Mapon. And at Mapon, this is at Lessor is the initial approach fix. Or the final approach fix, rather. We need to pick up a 3-degree glide path down to Mapon. And Mapon is a decision altitude of 700 feet. And at this point, we either commit or we go missed. Because the missed approach has to be done at Mapon right here. And you have to immediately turn to the right, go to direct on bed, right? And you climb to 4,000 feet and hold as directed by ATC. Because there's terrain directly ahead of the airport. So you can't fly straight ahead and then turn. At Mapon, if you don't have if landing is not assured, you have to go missed and immediately turn to the right to avoid the terrain straight ahead. Alright, so decision altitude is 700. RVR 2,400 meters. MSA is 4,100 feet from the airport. We already discussed the missed approach. And the airport elevation is 12 feet. Alright. Mitchell anti-ice, that's not even a thing. Oh, that's cool. Look at that thing. Why is it a box? I don't want it now. Thank you. Okay. MSA, let's do this. 700. Approach speeds can be 135. BRAF is 130. Seatbelt signs are on. This is a cool overview. So this is the runway we're landing on. Okay? So we're gonna roll out all the way, make a left turn here. You can't fly straight ahead because you have a lot of terrain behind the airport. know, right? That's why. Why do we gotta do all this? Alright, top of descent. We can go ahead and push this button now. Oh, doesn't do anything. Oh, I gotta set the altitude. Alright, let's set down 10,000 feet. Let me push it. Oh, maybe that was too soon. Alright, descent. Okay, Mach. Alright, we're heading down. And see that green dot right here on the altitude bar? This is where your profile is at. Like, you know what I mean? Like on a Boeing or MD-11, we have a profile bar over here. This green dot is what we're looking for. So what's going to happen is the autopilot should adjust so that we capture this and hold it right here. Right now, this is telling us we're below the profile. Coming down just a little too fast. Throttle idle. There we go. There's our green dot. As long as we keep that right here, we're within range. Wow, we're coming down really fast, aren't we? Wow, 330. 330 on the indicator for descent. Wow, we are like nose the heck down. That's crazy. Like, why are we coming down that fast? A weather update. View clouds 1800. Hey, looking good. Back on the profile here. Alright, crew, descent. This is a decel point. Let's keep the altitude going down to 2,700 feet. Alright, crew. Get ready to come down to 10,000 feet. I'll put a little speed brake in here to help us out. One half. Make sure everybody's strapped in. We're heading down to 10,000 feet. Prepare cabin for landing. Transition altitude 6,500 feet, but we'll go ahead and do it now because the altimeter is 1013, and exterior lights are on. Okay. Yeah, let's see if I can shoot this approach right. I see the airport out there. What are we beeping at? What are we beeping at? Master caution. That barrow. Oh, okay. Alright guys, we're right on profile so far. Alright guys, this is one we've been flying almost 2.5 hours for. Let's get it right. Hey, we got a decel point coming up here. We're going to start slowing down to 150 knots. go to armor spoilers. Auto brakes low. Alright guys, let's do this. Strobe light off? That's not good. There we go. Idle. Alright crew, let's start accelerating. Laps 1. Reminder, the final approach speed is 136. Laps 2. Airport in sight. Gear down. No? No gear? Alright. Laps 3.
2,500.
Laps full. Stand by. Laps full. Speed. Autopilot coming off. Okay. Correction, a little low. Oh, way low. Wind shifting quite a bit here.
100 above.
Big wind shifts right now. Okay, landing checklist, landing gear down through green. Spoilers arm. Auto brakes.
Minimum.
Continue.
Approaching 10.
Flaps full. Okay, back on glide path. The wind is very gusty right now. That was not forecasted.
400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
5,000 feet remaining.
Oof. A lot more gusty than what I was expecting.
Ultra brake off.
One 1,000 remaining.
That was a lot more gusty than what I was thinking it was going to be. All right, well, we made it.
On runway 28.
Alright, after landing checklist, spoilers. Up, retract, flaps, up. Auto brakes are off, landing lights, keep those on. Master. I would say that was my best landing ever. One thing about the Airbus, I feel like it lags. Like the controls lag. I'm not parking there, bro. There's no taxiway there. Where's that turn? Landing. So marking checklist. Parking brake. Least. Power is on. APU. Off. Well, crew, we made it. Thanks, man. We learned a lot. I learned a lot about Airbus tonight. I learned that I still need to work on flying this thing because that was not my best work. Let's see what the landing rate was here. Ugh. Not so great. 326. No. It's okay. Could have been better. Either way, we got here. Welcome to St. Maarten. I'm going to enjoy my remain overnight. Airbus flew well. I just don't fly it well enough. So I'll learn. I'll get better at it. It just feels like it's always behind, lagging. You know what I mean? Like I input something and the aircraft is 2 seconds behind it. I'm used to the Boeing being a little more responsive. Like 737 would have been a little easier for me to fly tonight. It's because I know it better. But I'll get better with this. I do like this aircraft. I'm going to keep flying it. You know what else I forgot? Landing system. I don't know that it would have mattered because I don't have ILS here anyway. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it, guys. 2 hours and 40 minutes. We earned every minute of it. Get you guys on the next one. Tomorrow, please come back. We're going to be doing a marathon of flying. I'm going to be flying the 737, MD-11, Maybe this again. Might fly even 7.4 or the 7.5 because, you know, why not? We're going to be flying a lot tomorrow, so I hope you'll join us for Columbus Day because in 1492 he sailed the ocean blue. I'll catch you guys later on. Good night.